Hey guys, welcome back. Today, let's see about Kubernetes Goat. Okay, so this is an open source project which was created. So this is like an environment which by default it has bugs. Okay, so it already have bugs. So why it will be helpful? Because in case if we have to implement and test any of the security features in Kubernetes, we can't break or make modifications, right, in the good environment. So they have created an environment where already bugs are there, so we can practice it so that we will be able to gain much knowledge when we try it ourselves. Okay, so I will share the link of this GitHub page, everything, and also today let's see few demos as well. Okay, so what exactly this one does? So Kubernetes Goat. So they have given how to set it up and how to use. Okay. So for this we need a Kubernetes environment. Okay. So we have almost like 22 scenarios. Okay. So we have almost 22 scenarios. So let's see few scenarios today. But you guys can practice this one. Okay. In case if you need separate video on each and everything, you can just put a comment so that we can do it as a series as well. Okay. So let's get started. First, let's try to create an Kubernetes environment, and let's get started like how to install this one and what are the scenarios we can practice. Okay, so I have this AWS console. So I will go ahead and create an EC2 instance where I will go ahead and install the Kubernetes. So in the previous section, we have used the Kubernetes, right? So we can use the same one to set up the Kubernetes cluster. So launch instance. I will give the name as Kubernetes Security Ubuntu, and then I will just select 22.04 and then key pair. I will just create a key pair. I will give name as one. Okay, and then yeah, instance type I will take medium. Okay, I will just allow HTTPS and HTTP, and the storage I will just give as 25 GB. Okay, so launch instance. Okay, let it come up. Meanwhile, I will open my repo. Okay, so Kubernetes upgrade. Okay, so Kubernetes cluster. So this is the one. I will just copy this one. Okay, so I will just go here, connect, connect. Kubernetes.sh. I will just paste that one. Okay, chmod plus x Kubernetes.sh. Okay, guys. So I will just install this one. Okay, I will. Okay, so we need to be sudo su. Okay, and Kubernetes. Okay, guys, once the cluster is up, I will come back. Okay, guys, so the cluster is ready. kubectl get pods. So we don't have anything. Okay, this one kubectl. Okay, so we don't have any resources. So the cluster is ready. Okay, now if we see here, we have just kubernetes.sh file. Nothing is there. So in case if we come, so setting up Kubernetes Goat, so we can set up this environment. Okay, so how we can set up? So ensure you have admin access on Kubernetes cluster and kubectl is installed. So this is done, and Helm is not required for now. Okay, so first we have to clone this repo. So we have this repo Kubernetes Goat repo. So we have to clone this one. Okay, I'll just copy this one, paste it. Okay, meanwhile, we can go there and just execute the setup goat. Okay, ls. So we have Kubernetes goat. Okay, so if you see, we have multiple files here. Okay, so one is ps, one for PowerShell script and this shell script. So they have given it to be accessible on Windows and Linux as well. So here we have to, in order to set up, we have to use setup kubernetes goat.sh. Okay, if you see, I will just copy this command. Just we are changing the permission to execute, set up this one. Okay, so this is the script which we have to execute. Paste. Okay, and now it is changed. So to execute, just we have to run the script. Okay, and okay, now it is trying to create all the things. So it is trying to create a service account, and then it is deploying a few scenarios scripts which are in that path. It is trying to create the services, everything. Okay, now when we see kubectl get pods, so we have all these containers which are trying to create. Okay, let's wait for this to be in the running state. Okay, so once these things comes up, so we have to make sure like kubectl get parts, so everything should be running. And in case if we have to access this one, we have to, in case if you are installing it in your local machine, in case if you have a Linux machine and if you are installing, you can use this port number like localhost and then 1234. But in case if you are using AWS or something, we have to use public IP. Okay, and also like in case if you have to access any of the port numbers, we have to enable them, right? So I will just go here. I will just go to security group, security, and then inside the security group, I'll just allow all the port numbers. Okay, so edit inbound rule, add rule. Okay, here all traffic, and then here we can give everything. Okay, and then I will save the rules. Okay, so this is important. In case if you're not allowing here, you will not be able to see those things there. Okay, and then what is the public IP? Go to instances. Um, this is the public IP. Okay, I will just copy this one, paste it, and let's check whether all the pods has come up. kubectl get pods. Okay, so everything is running. Okay, now what we can do, now we can go to port number 1234. You can just follow the same documentation. Just the IP address you have to give the public IP in case if you are using EC2, colon 1234. Okay, 54 224. Okay, when you try to access this one, it will not work because before that you have to run the script to access. Okay, so you have to give access to this one. So you have to run this one. Okay, so just go to this Kubernetes cluster LL, and then if you see access, so we have this one. Okay, so we have to run this one. I'll just copy this one, and then we have to give permission chmod plus x, and then access dot sh. Okay, now I will just try to execute that one. Okay, so kubectl setup looks good. Okay, and then it is accessible now. Okay, so we have this ready, right? So I will just refresh this one again. If you see, it is loading now. Okay, so the environment is up and running. Okay, so we are able to access this site. So this is done. Now let's try to practice few scenarios. Okay, so first scenario, let's go here. So we have multiple scenarios. Okay, so first one is sensitive queues in code bases. This is very important because in case if you are committing any of the sensitive informations like API keys or else any passwords, in case if you are mentioning that in some code bases, and if you don't remove that later, or else if you don't maintain any good practices, then actually it will like very tough, right? Like we will be facing issues like hackers can hack our systems, or security data leak can happen. So many issues will happen when we keep sensitive information in the code bases. Okay, so we have to avoid that. So how we can avoid that? So we can use these scenarios to identify like what are all the different things will be there. Okay, so let's get started with this. So okay, you can come to the page which is opened. So here you can click on this one. So to access this scenario, okay, in case if you have to access this scenario, you can just use this port number 1230. Okay, so I will just copy this one, and then I will just duplicate this one. Okay, so just you can change the port number. So the port number is 1230. Okay, so this is the page. Okay, so this is build code, and it is telling welcome to the build code service. This service is built using containers with CI/CD something. Okay, whatever it is. So here we have to check what we have to check. We have to check the sensitive keys in the code base. Okay, so where is the code base? Okay, to test like what exactly we have to done, we can come to the main page. Okay, so here we have this accept everything, right? So we have something called refer to. Okay, so just you click and click on open new tab. So I will just keep it here. So you will have something like this. Okay, so if you come here, so we have the scenarios here. Okay, just expand this one. So we have this one. Okay, sensitive keys in dashboard. So this is the one, right? So normally in case if you have something like this, and if you have to check whether there is any sensitive keys, just you have to uh, play with the URL which is there. Okay, so in case if you have to know like how you to do, just come here and then sensitive keys in code bases. Okay, so here we have something called welcome. Okay, just click on this one. So if you see, the scenario is to focus on some popular mistakes by developers and DevOps teams when packing the artifacts. Okay, so here, for example, they are trying to create a container image. Okay, it has the application code, dependencies, OS, and but the thing is, they have included .git as well. So in .git, for example, if they have committed few things, and in that commit, in case if we have some keys, then it is an issue, right? So to fix those things, we have to know like what exactly to do. Okay, so what exactly we will do by the end of the scenario, we will understand and learn the following. So how to test security misconfigurations and common mistakes or misconfigurations of packaging application, and detecting sensitive keys and information. Okay, and this is an open source tool, right? So we can use this one. So we have this one. Okay, so this is done. But what is the end goal? We have to check. So they already given some access key and secret key. We have to find how to use that one. Okay, so here we have some hints and spoilers. Okay, so for example, we have like this. So in case if we have to see anything, so we can just give .git. For example, we have to check for this file, right? .git file. So in this file, we will have all the configurations which are there. So what we can do, slash dot git. Okay, so if you see, it cannot get dot git. Okay, so if you come here, it is dot git slash config. See, repository. So repository is there. Okay, file mode true. Okay, by just giving dot git slash config, we will get to know whether the file, whether the git file is there or not. Okay, so once this is done, in case if you need to work out this, you can just click on these hints. Okay, so if you're still looking at the website, okay, so found code base. So we have found the code base. So we have to check for this git and config. So this for verifying that its git configurations is available. So in case of this git configuration itself it is not available, then it is okay. Like then we will get to know like there is no git itself. Okay, so this is done. So how can we check whether the commits are there or not? So in case if we have to check whether the commits are not there or not, we have to use git dumper. Okay, so how we can get this git dumper? So actually we have the link here. I will just open this one. So we have to install this git dumper first. Okay, and then it has a script, Python script, and then using that one we will be running it in this path 1230, right? 1230, and then we will get a folder called Kubernetes Git. Okay, now let's try to install this git dumper. So how to install this one? This is the Python package. So just install this one. I will just clone this one. Okay, I will just copy this one, and then I will go to this page. So ll, I will just clone it here. Git clone, paste it. Yes. Okay. Permission denied. Okay. So I will just. Okay. Let me check. Okay. You just use other link. Okay. You don't use SSH one. ls. So cd git dumper. So we have all the files here. Okay, now in order to install we have to use pip install. Okay, so if you come here, pip install git dumper, so that git dumper will be installed. I will just copy this one and I will paste it here. So we have to create a virtual environment, I guess. Let me check. Okay, it is installing. Okay, so git dumper is installed. Okay, so if you see, we have this one. Now let's try to run this one. Okay, just python and then git dumper.py, that is the script which we have, and then just give the url, and then this is the file name. Okay, you can give whatever you want. I will just copy this one, and then where is this? Okay, here pwdll. Okay, paste it. So here again you have to change, it is not localhost. I'll just give the IP address. Okay, anyway it will work, I guess. Okay, it is file name is wrong here. It is git underscore. Okay, it is running. Okay, so it is done. Okay, now what is the thing? So running git checkout dot. So everything is installed, and then we are able to see multiple commits. Okay, so in case if you have to see any of the commits, okay, then what is the command? It is git log. Okay, if you see, we have multiple logs. Okay, so what exactly this git dumper will do? It will dump all the codes which is there. Okay, so here let me check fix invalid escape, increase tool version, mm, and then corrected syntax, and then environment creation move, adding syntax. Okay, I will just quit this one. Okay, if you see, like when we executed that script, above script, okay, so this script, right? So we have given Kubernetes Goat Git, right? So it has created a folder, Kubernetes Goat Git. Okay, I will just go into that one, cd Kubernetes Goat Git, and then I will check what are the files here. So we have these apps. Okay, now I will just we have the .git file as well, right? So I will just do git log here. Okay, so yeah, so added ping in. Yeah, if you see, included custom environment variables. Okay, so when they include some custom environment variables, like they might have included some API keys and all, right? So let's try to check like what is there in it. So let me check out this one. This is the commit ID. Just copy this one. Git checkout. Git checkout, and then give the commit ID. Okay. So ls ll. Okay, so if you see, we have .env. Okay, so cd .env ll. Okay, okay, it is a file. Okay, so cat .env. So if you see, we have the AWS access key, secret key, everything is available. In case if we have access to this access key and all, any hacker can hack the system. Okay, so this is how we check. So in case if we have to check, just we have to come to that. We have to use git config to check whether the repo is available or not. In case if it is available, we can use this Python dumper. Okay, so we can use this git dumper, and then using this we will be able to dump everything into a folder. And if you do git log, and if in case if there is a folder like .env or something, we can check for the credentials somewhere. Okay, so everything is available in this, so you can just refer this one. Okay, so this one, and then we can check some other scenario. What we can check, common things. Yeah, so node port expose service. Okay, so this is also one thing which is very common. Okay, let's check this one as well. So in this scenario, we will see another misconfiguration that may give attackers access to internal services. Okay. So you know what is like a node port, right? Node port means like the port number which is exposed on your worker node. Okay. It is from the range of 30,000 to 32,676. Okay. So what is the scenario? So you have the services and then you have like different nodes. Okay. But on one node or else on multiple nodes, you have exposed a particular node port. Okay, so when you expose this one, like the end user or the hacker can hack into your system using this node port. Okay. So here, what is the thing? By the end of the scenario, we will understand and learn the following: how Kubernetes node port works and configuration and ranges, and performing the port scan. Okay. So port scan, like normally even Linux, we can do that, right? So here the story is, if an user exposed any service within Kubernetes cluster with node port, this means that node where the Kubernetes cluster are running don't have any firewall or network security enabled. We need to see some unauthenticated and unauthorized ports. Okay, so this is fine. Now we can check the nodes. Okay, so copy. I will just paste it. So nodes, this is the node. Okay, so by default we will not know whether the port 30,000 is open or not. Okay, so in case if we have to check whether the port 30,000 is open or not, we have to use kubectl get svc service. Okay, in service we will see, if you see, yeah, we have port. Okay, 30,003, this is the port which is open because the range is from 30,000 to 32,000, right? So let's come here. Just close this one. Okay, so solution one. Okay, so they are doing nodes, and then yeah, they are giving the port number 30,003. Let me check. 30,003. 30,003. Okay, see, it is there. Okay, it is like it is trying to access some server or something. They have just given reference. In case if you want, like by default the application will be accessible here. Okay, so the port is open because we are able to see it in the service, right? So what exactly they are trying to do? So now we can see that you're able to access internal service which are exposed to the world. Okay, so normally like once we identify there is no port is exposed, we can just verify by connecting and accessing it. Okay, so we have tried accessing it, it is working. So in case if you are to check, there is no need of this one. Like normally in your application itself, you can directly go to kubectl get nodes, and then based on each node you can just check whether which port is open. In case if there is something of a node port which is in the range of 30,000 to 32,000, you can just close that one. Okay, so this is how you identify this one. There is nothing specific like as a scenario. Okay, we can just see some other thing now. Okay, now we can see another scenario like attacking private registry. Okay, just we can come here. So in this scenario, we will see one of the misconfigurations of Docker container private registries. So Docker container private registries are nothing but our local repositories, and how we can obtain and gain access to the images and their content. Okay. So for example, if we have some private repository, and if we don't manage it properly, like someone else may try to hack that one. Okay. So here in this example, if you see, so this like external user. So we have the container image, application code, dependencies, OS packages, everything, and then we have few repo, and then we are using the images. Okay. So when we do curl and if we execute few commands, we will be able to access this internal private repository, right? So how are the things can be accessed and what are the things we have to check in order to avoid that one. Okay, so by end of this scenario you will understand and learn like how to interact with Docker container registry using API, and then able to introspect the container registry API. So the main thing is like it is focusing on registry APIs and container images, those things. Okay, so to get started with the scenario, navigate to 1235. Okay, just I will go to 1235, 1235. Okay, so it is a empty looking page. So that is what they are also telling. So the goal, what is the goal? To complete the scenario, you need to obtain Kubernetes goat flag. Okay, flag value in the private registry images. Okay, still looking at the website. Yes, and then found the content image. Okay, so the first scenario, okay, is like based on the scenario as this. Okay, based on the scenario and information, we can identify that it's possible Docker container private registry. After reading some documentation and googling, here are some simple API endpoint queries. Okay, so these are like few simple API queries. Okay, so to query the registry we can use curl. Okay, so curl and then http, and then we can just give v2. Okay, so I'll just give slash v2. Let's see if anything comes. So something like curly braces have come. Let me try underscore catalog. Okay, so if you see we have the repositories. Okay, now let's try to do this one there directly. Mm, curl paste. Okay, so the same thing. Okay, if you see we have the repository called Madhukula and then Kubernetes goat pipeline. So we have this one. Okay, so we are getting, so first one, when we executed the first command we got curly braces, and when we executed this one we are getting this one. That is fine, right? It is working perfectly fine. So come back. Mm, so once this is done, so we can get more information about this specific image. Okay, so now what we have done, we have got access to this repository. Okay, the repository is Madhukala, and then we have a repo called Kubernetes goat alpha image. Okay, so now we have just done this thing. Now what we can do, we can curl this entire thing. Okay, so after this I'm just giving this entire repo. I'll just pass it here. Okay, enter. So insecure download blocked, keep. Okay, I will just keep it. So it has downloaded something. Okay, whatever it is. So in case if you have to see the data, we can just use curl. Okay, I'll just where is this? I'll just copy this one. Okay, copy. I'll just execute it here. Curl, paste it. Okay, if you see, as they told, like we are seeing all the informations here. Okay, so we are seeing many things. So environment, python, git pip, shes, and then gpg keys. So we have all the gpg keys, and then what else we have, environment paths. So we have many data about these repos. Okay, so here we have different repo like layers of this Docker image. Everything is there. Okay, so once this is done, we can check. If you see, there are few API keys as well. Okay, I'll just copy this one. Grep hyphen I env. Just they are looking for env. So if you come here, paste it. Okay, it is just filtering env. Okay, where is this one? Why? Let me check again. Okay, If you see, there are like multiple environment variables here. So env. Okay, so if we see here, so we have this one Kubernetes goat. Okay, this is the keyword which we have to find. So this is a API key which is exposed. Okay, so in case if it is having something like this, again it is like security issue. Okay, so this is the thing which we have to find in this. Okay, so yeah, like this, like we have multiple scenarios. So we have seen node port exposed, and then API keys exposed, and then security keys exposed, right? So similarly, we have like different scenarios. Everything there is solution as well. Just you can create the Kubernetes environment and just you can play around. Okay. In case if we want to show me like everything, I can show you, but it is like time consuming. Anyway, like everything can be done easily. Just try it out. It will be very important and it will be very useful in learning the security concepts with respect to Kubernetes. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.